Hello, Artful Manifestors. Thank you for joining me today for this channeled pick a card tarot reading. Whenever you come across this reading is when you're meant to hear it. It's a timeless reading. And to choose your reading, you're going to choose from one of the cards I'm going to reveal or one of these crystals I'm going to introduce. And then in the description box below, you'll find a link to all the readings as well as a list of all the cards that I used during this reading. All right, for reading number 1, we have Chrysocolla. And for reading number 2, we have Sunstone. And for reading number 3, we have Scolecite. All right, let's look at the cards. For reading number 1, this is the image. And this is card number 2. For reading number 2, this is the image. And this is card number 40. And for reading number 3, this is the image. And this is card number 39. Let your inner wisdom guide you. Whichever crystal or card you're most drawn to is most likely the reading meant for you. Of course, if you're drawn to 2 or even all 3 of the readings, feel free to listen to more than one, as there may be additional guidance for you there. Enjoy your reading. Hello, reading number 1. You chose Chrysocolla, which is a stone of wisdom. It carries the turquoise to teal color of water and sky, bridging the realms of emotion and thought. Its energy is gentle yet deeply transformative. It clears and opens the throat chakra, allowing truth to flow without aggression or fear. This is the energy of speaking from the heart, what the ancients called right speech. It harmonizes words with soul intention. Chrysocolla calms turbulent waters within. It teaches that emotions are sacred messengers, not burdens to suppress. It helps dissolve old grief, guilt, or resentment, allowing forgiveness and peace to wash through the spirit. And it's empowerment through gentleness. This stone teaches that power and gentleness aren't opposites, but partners. It softens the ego's defenses while strengthening the inner voice. And energetically, Chrysocolla resonates with Gaia's song. It reminds the soul of cycles of creation and rest, encouraging one to move with the natural tides of inspiration. And as a bridge between the heart and throat chakra, it enhances intuition, channeling, and artistic flow. Great for any creative person or for problem solving, whether you're writing a book, creating a song, painting a picture, or figuring out how to fit that new couch through the door. All right, and you drew the card or selected the card journey, which can very much be about taking a journey, going on a vacation. It could also be about relocation, whether that's in your job or to a new house. Let's find out what it's about. It looks like she's holding a lantern, which reminds me of the Hermit card. And we think about the Chrysocolla. It could be that you are going within to discern the truth of yourself so that you can light the way on your journey. Let's find out. If you are getting ready to move, please let me know. Oh, all right, the Four of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. And the King of Cups. All right. And look at this boat. There's our journey. All right. It definitely looks like you are moving either literally or metaphorically. We have the bags here. We have a bag here and a suitcase here. And it tells a story beautifully. The Four of Pentacles, we see this person holding this bag close to them, clutching it, clinging to it, right? And the Four of Pentacles represents that impulse to cling to the familiar, even if it's not the best situation for us. Sometimes what's familiar feels safer. And it could be material stability, control, old self-concepts, a relationship, a job. But what this is showing us is that you have outgrown something. And you're still holding on to it, although this is the first card, so I feel that you are ready to release it, especially seeing these other two cards. You've been holding on to it. But it's almost out of like a habit, just because it's familiar. So you're releasing this, whatever this is. It could be the need to guard your energy, to guard your emotions, resources. So the release is not about losing security or safety. It's about trusting the flow of abundance. So you're shifting from holding on to holding space. There's some situation that you have outgrown, or some pattern of scarcity around money, energy, love. So the belief that safety equals control, the weight of responsibility that doesn't belong solely to you. This is the letting go of that closed fist so the blessings may lead in open palm. So it's like holding on to this thing that's maybe it's empty now, right? But if you put it down, then your hands are able to receive the next blessing. And we see you doing that in this next card, the Six of Swords, which is all about leaving turbulent waters behind. So that's why I see that this is a good choice for you. This is something you've outgrown, so it's become uncomfortable. And the Six of Swords is that passage from this place, this stagnation, rigidity, feeling trapped maybe, to movement, from fear to quiet acceptance. It teaches that healing doesn't always come from force or confrontation. Sometimes it arrives through gentle transition, through giving yourself permission to leave the old shore behind. And in doing that, you get to reach the new shore. The Six of Swords is saying you don't have to carry it all across the river, right? You're choosing what you're going to take because you're only going to take what you can carry, right? So leave behind what isn't yours and start anew, start fresh. Create space with breath. Movement clears stagnation. Taking walks can invite this energy. It's kind of like little mini trips, right? Even changing the scenery for the day. You're being invited to create distance, gain perspective, move. This is for your emotions, your mental clarity, your physical body. And we see these birds that are pulling the boat. Sometimes with the Six of Swords, we'll see other figures. I like that they're birds because it's more ethereal. So you're not alone. You have guides and ancestors. There may be trusted allies that are helping you with this transition. Choose peace over control. You're not abandoning what you built, all right? You're carrying only what's essential for the next part of the journey. You are crossing a quiet threshold into trust where healing replaces fear and stillness replaces strain. And on the other side, right, you're leaving one shore, going to the next. On the other side, you arrive at the Six of Cups. This is the outcome, your new energy. The Six of Cups is serenity after the storm, the self who has learned that feeling deeply does not mean drowning. You emerge with a steady heart and compassionate presence, where before you might have been guarded or felt stuck, or perhaps you were withholding your energy, your emotions. Now you trust yourself as the container. You're no longer afraid to flow because you have become the vessel that can hold it. Joy, sorrow, intuition, reason, love, and discernment. This is the energy of emotional sovereignty. You know what you feel, yet you are not ruled by those feelings. You're able to meet others with empathy without absorbing the turbulence. You've crossed from scarcity, moved to surrender bravely, and into stability of the heart, of your emotions. This journey reflects sacred alchemy, releasing control, facing your fear, being brave, trusting the passage, and letting the flow guide you, and then anchoring in emotional wisdom that comes from experience and compassion. The King of Cups also carries intuitive and healing power, a sign that you're creative, empathic, spiritual. Any of those gifts may strengthen as you reach this inner calm. So you're leveling up. So beautiful. Feels so empowering for you. Reading number 1. So excited. Please let me know if you're switching jobs, moving, leaving a situation, or you've been thinking about it. I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 2. You chose the Sunstone, which activates the solar plexus, awakening personal power without domination. It teaches that true strength comes from authenticity, from shining naturally rather than competing for light. This crystal clears cords of energy that drain, and feeling the urge to be a martyr. It restores a healthy balance between giving and receiving, perfect for healers and empaths who have maybe dimmed their own flame to comfort others or burned out. Sunstone radiates enthusiasm and optimism. It rekindles zest for life and creativity, especially after burnout or heartbreak. It unites yang vitality with yin receptivity, allowing action to arise from intuition rather than from pressure. So there's a difference, when you do something because you are inspired to do it rather than when you feel obligated to do it. And it's associated with solar deities like Ra, Apollo, Helios. It magnetizes prosperity by amplifying gratitude and self-worth. When you believe you deserve light, the universe reflects it back. And the card that you chose, Metatron is a unique archangel in that he was human first. And so he remembers what it is to be human. It makes him uniquely compassionate. And Metatron guides souls as they expand consciousness, helping humans integrate higher frequencies without becoming overwhelmed. He helps to refine the energy body, especially or particularly the Merkaba, the light body or vehicle of ascension. So you can safely carry more light. You know what? This is making so much sense because with the Sunstone, helping healers and empaths to not burn out or carry too much, we have Archangel Metatron helping you be able to carry more. Wow. And Metatron is the guardian of empaths, indigo and crystal children, and those awakening psychic gifts. He teaches energetic hygiene, how to filter out harmful frequencies that stay grounded in light. So you can visualize the Metatron cube around you to create a sacred shield that aligns and clears your aura. And Metatron works with geometric codes of color and vibration, sacred geometry and light, the language of creation. He clears the energetic residue of wounds from the chakra and energy field, allowing divine order to reestablish itself in body and mind. Wow, I'm receiving so much right now. I feel like you have survived a lot in your early life and that you were meant to do that so that you could carry certain energetic codes. And now Metatron is coming in to help you refine that energy so that you carry only the medicine of it and not the pain of the wound, the vibration of the wound, but only the vibration of the medicine. Wow. Okay, let's get some more. I'm just in awe of you, reading number 2. If you are an empath or any kind of healer, please let me know. You know, I believe there are teachers that are healers. By being kind and compassionate and believing in their students, they are healing students without being, quote unquote, the title healer. But you might also be a hairdresser that talks to people and helps them reframe their beliefs or change their perspectives. You might be a person that just lives by example. So you don't have to be a quote unquote healer, like a Reiki healer, although you might be. You can be a healer and be really any particular career. All right. We have the 10 of Wands. That's that burnout that we were talking about. Look at that, the Hierophant. Wow, what a difference. We see this path coming down, the oxen being overburdened, and here we see somebody laughing and this ascension. And look at that sacred geometry at the top. Wow. Queen of Wands. And I love that you started with the wands and we end with wands. All right, and I just love the difference between the colors in these. Let's look at the story that unfolds. We see this figure having completed their work. They look cold and tired, worn. This is that weight of responsibility, burdens, expectations, both your own and those from others. You're releasing overextension, self-imposed duty, the belief that your worth is tied to effort. Spiritually, this card signals the end of a cycle. It's a 10 of carrying too much, emotionally, energetically, perhaps even physically. It's a call to lay down the bundle, to reclaim rest as sacred. And how perfect that we have the Sunstone. Sunstone illuminates where you've dimmed your joy in service for others or out of obligation, whether it's real or perceived. It brings the medicine of light-hearted strength, reminding you that responsibility doesn't have to mean depletion. You're releasing the heavy shoulds. I should do this, I should do that, I'm supposed to. So your inner sun can rise again. Look at that. You aren't meant to carry every burden. Even if you're capable, you're not meant to do it. Leadership through joy and inspiration outshines leadership through exhaustion. There is strength in delegation, surrender, and laughter. The soul thrives when energy is shared, not hoarded. So you're allowing others to get stronger and grow by delegating, and you're giving yourself rest so that your cup is always full, so your batteries are always charged. So imagine all 10 of these wands being burdens, roles, outdated expectations, and imagine them as kindling. And you can one by one drop them into a symbolic fire. Or, light a candle and say out loud, I release what is heavy and untrue. Honor your limits as gateways to balance and peace. And look at this card. The Queen only has one wand. And look at the joy, and look at the joy here. I love it. So what will help you release the energy of the 10 of Wands is the Hierophant. The Hierophant offers structure, spiritual wisdom, shared tradition, the kind that lightens, not burdens. And he reminds you that you are part of a lineage of light bearers. Look at this light. We have the Sunstone, and we have the light here. You're part of a lineage of teachers and healers and energy workers, spiritual advisors. You do not need to reinvent the sacred wheel or bear every truth by yourself. So to release your burdens, lean into spiritual support and sacred rhythm. This could mean, returning to your spiritual roots. That could be chanting, ritual, ceremony, meditation, prayer, whatever feels lightest and most joyful to you, not what feels like supposed to. It could mean studying or teaching within a community where you feel both give and receive, where you can both give and receive wisdom. It could mean seeking mentorship or allowing yourself to be a student again. The Hierophant's teaching is simple but profound. When you align with divine order, effort transforms into devotion. This is making light of your work. Pun intended. And again, the Sunstone merges beautifully with the Hierophant, awakening joy and sovereignty. And the Hierophant ensures that that joy has a sacred container, a ritual, a rhythm, a temple. He helps you ground your light in practice so it can sustain you. So it's combining. It's releasing and infusing. Releasing the burdens and infusing joy into your practice. Infusing rest into your rhythm. And then the new energy awaiting you once you make this shift is the Queen. And the Queen of Wands is like the Sunstone personified. She embodies divine vitality balanced with grace, the alchemy of will and heart. Where the Hierophant gave you sacred structure, she gives you permission to dance within it. You know, dance can be part of your ritual, where she is the priestess of the creative flame, one who has mastered her passions rather than being ruled by them. So you're stepping into a phase of magnetism and visibility where people are drawn to your warmth and authenticity. You're stepping into a phase of creative self-expression, making art, music, dancing, teaching, spiritual leadership flourish. Stepping into a phase of courage to be seen, not for approval, but to serve light through your presence. And a phase of aligned manifestation where your inner sun now creates worlds instead of carrying weights. You're rising renewed, aflame with sacred joy, no longer carrying what dims your light. Your life itself becomes devotion, prayer of radiance. You are it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, you have the energy of the Queen of Wands, confident, creative, and self-possessed. So amazing. Releasing the old weights, finding spiritual alignment and support, and embodying your passion, living your joy as devotion. So excited for you, reading number 2. Please let me know if this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye. Hello, reading number 3. You chose the Scolecite, which opens the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, facilitating communion with higher consciousness, guides, angels, star families. It helps you hear subtle frequencies and messages in dreams, meditation, or intuitive flashes. It emits an energy of profound calm, like a crystalline exhale. It teaches that peace is not the absence of noise, but the remembrance of unity. If you hold Scolecite near your heart or your forehead before bed, you can ease anxious loops and guide the mind into meditative silence. It's known as a dream bridge and enhances lucid dreaming, astral projection, and remembrance of spiritual journeys. It helps your spirit move through higher planes safely and return grounded with messages of truth. It fosters forgiveness, empathy, and a sense of oneness with all beings, helping you see the divine spark even in those who challenge you. Scolecite harmonizes the vertical pillar of light that runs through your chakras from Earth star to soul star. It encourages the subtle bodies to synchronize with your higher self's frequency, allowing graceful ascension without burnout. And the card that you chose, fifth chakra Archangel Gabriel, or Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is the messenger of revelation and divine timing. Gabriel rules the throat chakra and all forms of speech, whether it's writing, teaching, singing, public speaking, spiritual transmission. He helps remove blocks in communication, encouraging honest yet compassionate expression. Because of the Annunciation, Gabriel is called upon by those wishing to conceive children or give birth to creative projects. Energetically, he oversees the rebirth of the soul, transitions, awakenings, and life changes that signal a new spiritual dawn. Gabriel acts as a translator between the subtle realms and the human mind. So a lot of times people ask for clarity about their path, dream symbolism, or divine timing, and he refines clairaudience and intuitive hearing, the inner ear that perceives guidance clearly. Gabriel wields a trumpet of light that clears stagnant emotion and restores purity of intent. He helps release guilt, shame, or the weight of the past so the heart can speak again. Many people will feel his energy as white or coppery golden light washing through their aura, cleansing heaviness and restoring hope. And because his domain is communication, Gabriel assists those who help others find their voices. All right. This sounds like a huge level up, glow up. Let's find out more. I feel like there's just a little tweak for your next energetic, emotional, spiritual jump. Oh, speaking of jump, all right, these two jumped out, so let's take these. We have the King of Wands and the Four of Wands. Let's get one more. And the Hanged Man. You know, beginning your reading with the King of Wands tells me that you've already done the hard work. This is, again, just a tweak. Like I said, a small adjustment in vibration rather than a dramatic transformation. You're not starting over. You're fine-tuning your frequency so that any remnants of sorrow, regret, guilt, fatigue can finally lift. They're showing me, you know, when you turn your station and you can hear the song on the radio, but there's just a teensy bit of static, and all you need to do is just adjust one more degree, and that's where you are, just that tiny little adjustment. The weight you feel is not the past self, but an echo of how you once carried it. So you can breathe light in through your crown chakra and exhale through your heart. And replace phrases like I should have with I learned that. In this alchemy, heaviness becomes wisdom, and wisdom becomes song. You can even invoke Archangel Gabriel to help cleanse your voice and memory and transmute all heaviness into clarity and compassion. So you're just refining your light, your vibration with gentleness. And the past becomes just a note in your whole song. It doesn't detune it. Then you have the Four of Wands, which is celebration. And this is what will support this little tweaking, this fine-tuning of your vibration. So you can speed up this process when you celebrate how far you've already come. That might be making a list, not quite like a resume, not that formal, but just making a list of everything that you've done and you've accomplished. Everything that you've overcome, everything you've survived, everything you've achieved. You don't need another purge or test. You need recognition of your healing. You need to recognize what you've done. This card represents joy, sacred milestones being honored, and the sense of belonging that melts lingering isolation. Anchor your light through joy, through community, through ritual that feels like home. The shift that can complete your release is about opening your heart to celebration, safety, and connection. So remember, Scolecite radiates serenity that dissolves inner tension, and Archangel Gabriel clears your throat and heart so that joyful expression can pour out. Sing, speak praises, say things that recognize and affirm what you've already accomplished. You're definitely long past retelling the old story. Reconnect or connect, find kindred souls who uplift you. Create small ceremonies of gratitude, lighting a candle, sharing a meal, laughing. Let sound move through you, chanting, singing, speaking blessings aloud. Joyful sound is Gabriel's healing current. This is the frequency of liberation through laughter and light. It transforms heaviness by raising your vibration so high that lower energies simply cannot remain. That's where you're headed. So beautiful. And then you have the Hanged Man. This is holy suspension, a serene inversion that rewires your perception. It's the point where doing transforms into being. Here, heaviness turns to light because you no longer resist what has already been transfigured. The Hanged Man represents enlightenment through release, the final exhale after lifetimes of striving. You are learning to view your past, your gifts, and your path from a higher vantage. One touched by compassion rather than critique. So you're surrendering the last threads of self-judgment, and you enter the still current of divine trust. You realize that peace is not found by running ahead, but by hanging softly in the moment between breaths. This is Scolecite's essence made visible, stillness that opens cosmic doors. It is being instead of trying or striving or feeling pressured. It's being and allowing life to flow through you and to you. Wow. It's, what I'm hearing and seeing is that the creative force in the universe exists in the spaces between. And that's where you're headed, to that liminal space between where you have the potential to receive and create at that higher vantage perspective. So powerful, and spiritual's not the right word. It's enlightened. It really feels very enlightened. Look at the light at the crown. Wow. I'm just in awe of you, reading number 3. Amazing. Please let me know how this resonates. I love to read your comments, and I'm wishing you the best. The light in me sees the light in you. Thank you. Bye.